Today I'm going to be giving you guys an island tour, about 300 hours of gameplay that I have in this game. So when you start off, you're greeted by Section 9 Ghost in the Shell signs with some bamboo trees, and the main area is a QR code to my website to buy my t-shirts. Also is going to be very festive, whatever season is around. As you go to the right, this is where I put all of the villagers in one area so I can't lose track of them. Try to go for like an old Kyoto, Japan city area where houses are really close to each other. There's a lot of fishing areas and rivers that I also added. Something I always had in mind was to do a double bridge. Really hard to get it to work, but it actually worked. This is a little town square area, almost like a festival. And I decorate this area depending on the season as well. And as you go south, you'll hit a restaurant that I created. I still want to add a bunch more to this restaurant, but for the most part it's pretty solid in the way I want it to be. You can invite 3 or 4 of the people over and just hang out. Also, there's a little garden area in the back that I'm still working on. Not sure what I want to do with that area. Some seating to look at the ocean, maybe watch the sunset. And as you head north back up towards the Able Sisters store, you'll see a Godzilla statue. Also to the top left, you'll see a stadium that I designed a obstacle course I'll be taking there at the end. And here's my prized possession. I'm a huge Godzilla fan, so I decided to give him his own statue stand overlooking the ocean. Make sure intruders don't come to my island. I also just found this out recently that if you touch him, he blows fire, which is pretty crazy. Totally forgot that you can interact with statues and actual things that you have in the game. And here's just a little simple outlook that I put, just looking out into the ocean as well. Nothing too crazy on this side of the island, pretty simple for the most part. Now as we head west and we go past the stadium, I'll be heading back through the town and showing you my area where I put the museum. I tried to keep everything close quarters and minimal trees in the city areas. So I just wanted it to look very urban. And then the top northern part is more foresty and where you would have all of your materials and crafting materials. This is a little beach area that I created. Wanted it to look like a little island getaway on an island, go figure. And you could just sit here, relax, listen to some pirate music, and take in the sun. Get some vitamin D. There's a little beach ball that I put in this area. Not sure why. Really not much you could do with that. It's more for decoration. And still on the hunt for a basketball to put on the floor. I'll find one eventually. Now as we head north from the beach, you'll see the museum in the distance, guarded by 2 statues. Really cool that I found these little fossils. They actually go very well with the outside. And these are the guardians of the museum. If anybody tries to steal any of my fossils, they gotta answer to these guys. Now let's head west. I originally wanted to build a wrestling stadium in my basement, but I decided that'd be not enough space. So I decided to go on full wrestling arena outside with chairs and hosted by Jackie Chan himself, as you could see. Added a ring bell for the commentator to sit. And as you go up the aisle, you'll notice the entranceway. This is known as We're Open Pro Wrestling. I couldn't find any other sign. And this is for the entrance music. You just play this little keyboard right here. Now alongside the beach, there's not much going on over here. I'm still working on it. Probably want to do like a campsite, just not 100% yet. And I did a little jumping path that leads you to a hidden beach area on the top left. And on the side of my house, I created a mountain, like a cliff area with a statue. I had the idea from Street Fighter, where Ryu trains. That's what that came from. And now I'm going to take you up towards my house and show you my house. Before we go up there, here's another little fishing area that I created, just so you can catch those river fish. You could also jump straight over towards the museum, a little quick travel. As you can tell, I decorated everything Halloween. might actually leave it. I like the lanterns at nighttime, look really good. And to the right you'll see a little bamboo forest. Almost like think of it as a harvesting area to harvest bamboo. You got a little generator going in the background, some fresh mountain water. Another quick travel to get you between the left and the right. Little pumpkin patch that I recently just added. I'm thinking of this area almost as like an orchard where you can add different vegetables and things like that. Nothing too crazy. And it just loops back around. And there's a sneak peek at the course that I created. That took me like a month to create. Alright, as you go up north, you'll see the campsite. And actually, before we go to my house, let's go check out a little tribute area that I created for my dog that passed away. This was actually one of the first areas that I created once I was able to get up 3 tiers with a ladder. And I think it turned out pretty good. So here's the little signage, little photo I drew of her. Yeah, it's very sad. And as you head through the bamboo forest, try to make it as quiet and tranquil as possible. A little memorial I built, a little onsen right there. And here it is with a heart-shaped little lake. That was actually here when I first got the game, that little heart-shaped lake. And I left it, never touched it, which was pretty unique. Don't think that ever is something that you'd see randomly in the world. And yeah, that's the area over here. Nice and peaceful. That's the way I wanted it. What the hell's that guy doing? Alright, so we're going to head to the house now, and I'm going to show you one little Easter egg in my town that was actually a friend's idea. After we go, this is where Crazy Red comes to make port and sell me fake paintings, which is kind of crazy. Let this guy in my town to sell me some fake stuff. And if you follow this little pathway to the left to the lighthouse, it might just look like a lighthouse. But if you climb down, there's an Easter egg for Dragon Ball fans out there. It's good old Yamcha, smashed up in the ground. This was something that was a friend's idea, and he told me to hide it somewhere in the world, and I did, and I think I did it pretty good. Now that I look at it, it actually looks pretty damn funny. So that's a little Easter egg in my town. If you're a Dragon Ball fan, you'll understand. Alright, finally, let's head over to my house, and I'll show you everything, all of the rooms, and give you a full tour. Alright, we got a little statue guarding my flowers. I'm not even going to bother getting that present. Right out in front of my house, you'll see a pumpkin patch, guarded by a, which I just got, scarecrow. But it's a pumpkin scarecrow, which looks pretty awesome at nighttime. Got a generator, got a garbage in case I get duplicates of anything. And this right here actually was probably one of the hardest things I built, was a bridge going to the house. You have to have it perfect with the landmass and the distance between a house, a cliff, and water. All has to be perfect, so really happy with how that turned out. Alright, and as we enter the house, you're greeted by a Japanese-themed living room with various trophies and paintings, pictures of all my villagers, a little futon that you can lay down on. A lot of these items were only available in Japan. Not telling you how I got my hands on them, but there's a couch to the top right where you can sit down, watch some TV, watch the news. So yeah, for the most part I kept it simple and clean and just pretty much like a Japanese theme going on in the living room. And I'm going to take you probably to the bathroom area now, the restroom. Did this pirate / Japanese theme as well. And here it is. Nothing too crazy, a little onsen in the corner, little Makoto Kusanagi photo, some Japanese swords, another tranquil, relaxing, chill area. Got Mithra and Pyra from Xenoblade, marlin that I caught, and a toilet that lifts up when you walk up to it, which is pretty damn awesome. Also found out that if you eat fruit, you can actually poop out the fruit instead of wasting it. I guess that is, a little Easter egg that Nintendo thought of, and I guess it works because I had no idea you could do that. and I did it by mistake. So now I'm going to take you to the kitchen area. Definitely want to redesign the kitchen. I just have a bunch of random things in here right now. Some really exclusive, hard to get items, such as a fortune cookie cart in the top left, and the infamous cutting board, which is almost impossible to find as far as a DIY recipe. A popcorn machine. Once again, nothing too crazy in here. Just trying to go with a theme, but really, I got a couple ideas of what I want to do. I kind of want to make it look more like a Chinese restaurant kitchen. So once I get all the stuff for that, I'm going to start putting everything together and selling some items. Little microwave. There's some popcorn in there. Maybe a bowl of chili. Alright, now we're going to take you to the east, which is my office area. This is where I go and relax and listen to my favorite song in the game. So let's take you across the living room, and this is the office. The office area is pretty damn good. I think this is one of the best rooms, the cleanest room that I have set up. Just overall aesthetic is pretty good. And I got my pro wrestling masks. If you notice on the top, we got some panels for the order that I beat Breath of the Wild in. I actually have those in real life as well, in the same exact spot. We got pro wrestlers. Not sure if they make more variants of these, but I have the pink and the black one. If they got more, just comment and let me know. I want to collect them all. And yeah, this is the office area. Nice and chill. Pretty much done with this room, not going to touch it. And the pink wood was created with the cherry blossoms during the spring event. To the bedroom area. It's the only way you can create the cherry blossom flooring and this is wood panels. Just like a mishmash of everything that I like as far as items that I found in the game. My favorite things go in this room. So some rare items, such as the wall scrolls. I think I have 2 of those somewhere in the house. I got a custom, 2 custom lanterns with pictures of me and my fiance and my dog. Outfit, shoes, pretty simple up here. Another chill area, and a little Dr. Disrespect seat and cushion with your game of Go. And I'm going to take you downstairs to the basement to my hands-down favorite area, the arcade. Now this took me a long time to get correct, with the lighting and the neon lights, and the flooring was drawn by me. Give it a real 80s vibe. And here it is. This is my arcade. I think I have pretty much every arcade system. The newest addition was that glowing pumpkin piece on the wall. And yeah. Got a nice vibe down here. Just want to chill. Play some ball. Card games, machines. All the seats can be sat on. Line up perfectly with the arcade machines. Really wanted to build a bowling alley down here, but wasn't sure how I'd go about that, so I just threw the robot in the corner. And eventually I'll figure out how to do it, but I wanted a little tiny bowling alley in the top right corner. Something I have in mind. I'll come around to it. And yeah, this is another like a slot machine kind of. You test your luck. You can actually win. You don't win anything, but you can get 3 of a kind on there. I've done it before. Give you like a little "you're a winner" chime sound. And yeah, there's some prizes, and we got a dartboard. We got the rare Animal Crossing Nintendo Switch system that you can only get in the beginning if you had the Animal Crossing Switch, which I do. So that's like a rare item on top of that pink drink machine right there. And that's pretty much my house. That's every room, and really love the way it turned out. And before we go, I'm just going to take you on a run through the obstacle course and show you what 1 month of planning and ideas looks like when it all comes together. So as we exit the house, you just pass over my bridge, and we're going to head east. I'm actually going to take you through a shortcut. Instead of going north and then south, we can just take the, actually, Yeah, we'll take the bamboo away. So what you do is you cut through the bamboo forest area right here. You just jump straight across. I took you before, but this is the fastest way to the stadium. And then you head east, and there's the stadium. And I have a red team and a blue team. This is meant for a 2-player course, so you're supposed to compete against somebody at the same time to whoever can get to the finish line as fast as possible. So we'll grab the clothing, throw that on real quick, and you make sure you have a ladder handy. And once you have the ladder handy, you drop down and you are in the stadium. And as I stated, this is meant for 2 people at one time to like almost race, like a relay race. So you start off and you pretty much do a series of jumps, and then you're going to want to climb. Really haven't tested this out with another person, but it's pretty intense, I can imagine, because there's only one pathway to this part. So it's whoever gets in the lead right here is pretty much going to have the advantage going into the second half. So you jump across, drop down, and I put tools, so you're not supposed to carry your own tools. I just don't want to pick them up. And you pick up the vaulting pole right there, and then you're going to vault across, do a hop, and then another vault. And then you're going to want to hold on to that ladder, jump up. This right here took a lot of planning, this little piece of the obstacle course. You're going to want to eat the apple first. Then you're going to pick up a shovel and then just dig up the tree. I originally had it with the axe, but then I had to keep planting a tree and it was a pain. So this is a lot faster. And you run around, and keep in mind this is meant for 2 people. So this right here, the final stretch, is pretty intense. And you just do a series of jumps again. First person to climb up here and touch this little bamboo pole and activate it is the winner. And there you go, that's a tour of my island, and hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.